everybody, this is Adam Kidd with the FX Kid at thefxkid.com, and what I want to do today is just spend a little time talking about some of the software that I've been using lately and what we're going to do to bring that to you, because there's quite a fair amount of stuff I had to figure out how to learn from scratch, no tutorials whatsoever available, and I want to make sure that comes on down your way. So we're going to go into a complex hardware setup over time. Really not as complex as you think, but what the heck, it's fun. All right. We're also going to take a look at some of the software, and some of it is stuff that you may want to use on a regular basis. Some of it is stuff you might want to only use little teeny tiny bits of, and then the other stuff is stuff that you may not care about at all. In which case, watch them, watch the commercials on them, of course, and subscribe? Question mark. All right. So just I'm going to move over my screen here, and we're going to take a look at all the great little things that I have been doing. So obviously, there's yesterday's tutorial on the Blender, the Rambo tutorial. So let's minimize that. So I'm going to give you guys a close little look at something I've been doing lately. This is at the school. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Won't play the whole thing because you can actually, I'll put a link to this. But let's bring the volume down. So we have to do a program every week that sort of encourages kids to watch their school news. So this is what I whipped up for them, and it seems to be, getting good attention. So it's mostly just a parody piece, and I got a lot of the ideas for the opening from the old from the Kroll show, if anyone's ever seen that. But I've since improved a lot of this, so there's a lot of tutorials on some of these titles. This one here is one that I based off somebody else's idea, but I think I refined it better, and I kind of like mine better. So what we also did is a dynamic text system and we switch graphics back and forth. Oh, someone just hit underneath the, there we go, passing cookies. So we're still very much a work in progress, but as far as, school TV shows go, I think we do really good. We're doing very well. So it looks good, it's engaging, and we have a little fun in there too, and that's something you can't really learn in any tutorial except, I don't know, unless it's hosted by the late Robin Williams, I guess. There's all sorts of little dynamic things that are done in one episode of this show, and believe it or not, it's all open source with one exception. So we'll go into the training on a lot of this stuff if you guys are interested in doing this. This is not necessarily limited to school broadcasting. If you want to have your own game channel, or you want to have your own video blog. In fact, the software we use to broadcast this stuff, I'm using it right now to make the show. So let's pop into that. All right, and let's try this in order. Okay, so we'll learn a little bit with this piece of software here, OBS Studio, which is what I use for camera switching and camera mixing and all that stuff, and also graphic switching. When I went to college for television broadcasting, so I learned a lot of the principles of, ready camera one, take camera one, ready graphics, take graphics. So as long as I knew that, this came very, very naturally to me. In fact, I learned this piece of software, a few hours maybe? I don't know. And we've had to go sort of beyond the programming in a couple of instances, and to make the everything work the way we want it to work. And one of the things is, I don't know if this will blur when I do this, we had to purchase one of these. This is a capture box, so I can capture an HD signal right through there. And we're so impressed with these ones here that I think we're actually going to buy a couple more, because if we want to go do sports program or real camera switching, they're very handy. The only downside is you have to offset your audio a little bit because it takes a little while for the video to come in. So figuring that out is not too hard. So we'll go into setting up a show, and I have some projects that I'm doing with some of the students in the next couple of months. I might actually just record my workflows for that. So also on the dock, we have Blender. Now I love Blender, of course, and so it's obviously my 3D weapon of choice, and I use a lot of it in my opening sequences or anything that I need to regularly edit together. So if we do a field piece, that'll all be edited in Blender's video sequence editor. If we do the opening titles, that's all Blender. We'll help from GIMP, but we'll get into that. Also, since I mentioned it already, GIMP. All right, and GIMP comes in very, very handy for us in the news. Not only are we making a lot of our graphics, we're making a lot of little extra things, and our backgrounds are very much designed in GIMP based on photographs. If you want to do switch through news stories, it's actually just as simple as this. Oh, I did that wrong. So very simple to switch through. It looks like these are someone else's graphics though, because mine are always better and more professional. All right, so yeah, so I'll give you a hint on how we do this, and actually I'll just flat out show you. Oh, we're now graphic switchers. Ooh, all right. So the next piece of software on the dock is, well, we use Spotify, but I'm not going to bring that up. Next up, this is our one piece of proprietary software, and even then, I mean, it's consumer software, sorry. And that is Excel. And I didn't really know too much Excel before I took over this project, but it really exploded here, and this is very macro based, and it's because of the macros that I specifically use Excel, also because we got free subscriptions here. But what's really nice is the macros put in place, you can actually create very, very quick titles, and it saves a lot of time. So that's a good one there. Next up, Inkscape. And Inkscape comes in very handy for little odd things that we do. Designing a logo is quick and easy. Before we figured out the text effects in OBS, what I'd do is I'd just simply type my text in Inkscape with a red background, and I'd superimpose it onto our OBS platform, and that worked out very nicely. But I like the control of the new system, so we don't use it as much, but it's still very valuable to us. Handbrake is a nice open source program, and this is what I use for video compression. I also use it for cutting out clips that we need. And it's very handy, but very misunderstood, and sometimes used quite incorrectly. And of course, VLC. So I use this for a lot of playback. We also move up to, we use YouTube excessively. So anyway, there'll be tutorials on all of that stuff, and some of that coming, well, sooner than you think. So keep your eyes on that stuff. And I like these snow days because then I can get more recording done. But like the video if you want to know more about this stuff. If there's anything where you're like, ooh, I must learn that, put in a request, and we'll get hiccups. We'll get it taken care of. Anyway, thank you very much, and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.